Hi. Hi, this is Christina. I'm Releasing for a Better Life. I have discussed this program multiple times. I will just review it quickly again about this releasing program that I created for myself and I share with others just because I've had such success with it in dealing with my own anxiety. It's just about releasing everything going on in your life to God. For me, I kind of go into a deep meditation and or not a deep, I go into a meditation whenever things are bothering me or whatever is going on into my life, and imagine putting it into a ball in front of me and releasing it to God. It's really so simple, and it's a great way to get through whatever is going on in your life, whether it's good or bad, whatever you need to let go of, basically. And you just let it go and let things get handled the way they need to get handled. Their own way. Ooh, a bee. Anyway, what I want to talk about today is this. I talked about last time this power of gratitude and how amazing this power of gratitude is, and it's something that I've discovered on this path, this journey. Like I've said, these videos that I do are a type of journal that I've discovered since doing this. Since I've done this releasing, I've gotten lots of messages back, and I've done a lot of research and a lot of growth within myself on how to live life and live life better, continue to grow and be a better person. And those are the videos that I share with you, the things that I've learned through doing this process, including the messages I receive, talking to my angels, whatever it is. And one of the things I've learned was gratitude. And one of the things I started was a gratitude journal. And I know a lot of people do gratitude journals, but mine became a little different. I noticed that I could do a gratitude journal. It was great, and it was a very powerful thing to do, to write 3 things I was thankful for every single day, even on the worst days, even when I came home when I was upset. And I noticed it was a very wonderful thing to do. Even when things were great, it was fun, and when things were bad, it forced me to really realize what still is great about my life. So it was a very powerful thing, but I felt like it wasn't enough. Like, gratitude is great in its own, but there's so much more to this. And so I started thinking about happiness, what makes me happy. And sure, I could write that down, and that was fine and fun and great, but I realized that it was lacking something. And suddenly I came across this article about art and why we need to put some creativity and some art into our lives, including art, learning to draw. And trust me, I am, if you know anybody who really knows me, especially since childhood, they would tell you I don't draw. It is not something I've ever done or I've ever liked or ever been proud of. It's nothing I've ever even been drawn to, drawing. And for some reason, my son, about, I don't know, maybe about 2 months ago, challenged me to draw some things with him. He said, "Let's just be fun, Mom. Let's just draw some little characters in a room." I forget what it was all about. So I started just drawing these little characters in these rooms, and I guess I started looking online on how to draw. And to my surprise, I was better than I thought I could ever be. Not that it's anything you could sell or anything that was fantastic, but actually people were commenting on how cute my little drawings were. And it took me some time to master them, but I would say, from someone who can't draw at all, and I would tell you that drawing is still not my forte, I did learn to draw to a point that I enjoyed it, and that's what mattered. So I took this newfound love of drawing that I'm not going to tell you I'm a fantastic artist, but I did learn to draw where I felt comfortable and where I enjoyed what I was drawing, and I decided to draw something every day that made me happy, along with my gratitude. And this is a multitude of things that it captures. One, it captures that other side of you, that creative side. Also, when you have to draw something, it forces you to put an image in your mind. It forces you to really picture it. It also challenges you to decide what is really important because you're going to draw this. So you're not going to, you can say, oh, this fancy card is important, but you're going to have to learn how to draw that card, whether you have to, pick up something on YouTube or make it up. And again, the nice part is this drawing was just for me. I mean, maybe my husband saw it, maybe my kids, but nobody else is going to see it. The only rule I had on my drawings is that I drew as the best that I could. I put time into it. I wasn't going to put a lot of time, but I was going to put time into it, and that they had to contain color. None of my drawings could be just plain old drawings. They had to contain some color because I think color is everything. Color brings out the world. It brings out, it's everything. So I want to mention something, that one of my first days on doing this, I drew flowers because flowers make me happy. Flowers make me feel good. And one of the flowers that always makes me happy is daisies. And I'll explain to you why, just because I think it's kind of a fun story. As a little girl, I had a mother that was often very, very depressed. I mean, she was a great mother. She tried to do her best. I wouldn't say she was terrible, but she was often depressed and often kind of distant as a mother. But one thing that always made her happy was daisies. It was funny, not roses, not anything, daisies. She loved daisies. And she always told us that. And we could always get her daisies for any holiday. And she was really happy about it. So anyway, I wrote that on one of my very first days, was daisies. And I did this for 30 days. And I actually did it with my husband. He opted to want to do this with me. So we just shared the drawings and shared the gratitude. We each wrote our own gratitude, and we each wrote our own, part of the happy. Like maybe he would start it, I would start it, and we would just complete it, what made us happy. Sometimes it was a hike. Sometimes it was, standing in the rain. Sometimes it was just feeling good. I remember one day we had to, it was just taking a deep breath. Sometimes it feels so good just to take a deep breath. It was amazing to see what we came up with, what made us happy. And at the end of that 30 days, we both noticed a deep change in us, just completing this 30 days of drawing. I mean, the gratitude was always great. It's always nice. It always pushes you. But we've both admitted that we loved the drawing portion better. And this comes from me who doesn't draw. And I got where I looked forward to figuring out what I was going to draw every day and figuring out how I was going to draw it and how I was going to draw that. It felt something to me. So, at the end of the 30 days, I was sitting back thinking, what did I get for drawing what made me happy every day? And then I was walking out in our backyard, and all of a sudden, there's this daisy here. Well, it's a sunflower, but it looks like a daisy, right? And what's funny about it is we never planted this flower. It's the wrong season for this flower to grow. It came in a strange spot where the other plants, it's not that they're not hospitable to it, but it's just in a strange little awkward spot. It's between a tree and kind of a hard patch of dirt, and it just sprouted out of nowhere. We didn't put it there. It just came to life just out of nowhere, and it's beautiful. It's strong, it's hardy, and it came up during that 30 days. It literally came up. It was as if putting out that I love flowers and I love these bright, sunny, daisy-like flowers brought something. And it brought me a sunflower, a beautiful sunflower. And not only did it bring this sunflower, it brought other sunflowers behind it. There's ones growing off of it. And it brought these beautiful bees. They are friendly and they cheery. It brought some fun birds that come to it. It's just been a beautiful, beautiful experience. And so I would recommend this to anybody. It doesn't have to be 30 full days, but oh my gosh, if you can, for even 10 days, get yourself just a cheap set of coloring pencils and just get some paper. And for 10 days, 21 days, 30 days, whatever you can possibly do, just color yourself a beautiful picture of what makes you happy. And some of the pictures were so simple. If you could see some of my pictures, you would be surprised. Some days it was just a rainbow, and other days it was a picture of the ocean. They weren't always complicated. Some we did do more complicated just because it got fun, you know. I mean, we did a day at the beach and we just got carried away with it. Other days were much more simple. Like we did a day of just a good night's rest and what that feels like to wake up to a really good night's rest. So the possibilities are limitless, and it's amazing as you do it, the things that come to your mind. What does make you really happy? What does that, and how good that feels? And when you get done with this, and you go back and you look at the pictures, like, yes, that does make me happy, and you see not the progress, but the change in your drawing, the more emotions and feelings that come out as you continue to draw. And like I said, you know, if you would ask me, I would have said, I don't draw. Don't ask me to draw. But anybody can draw. It's just for you. This is not going into any kind of, you know, promotion. It's not going up anywhere. It's just for you, and you'll always know what that drawing is. I did write on some because they might be a little harder to understand later. I did write what they were, and often I would look up directions for kids on how to draw some things, and it did help immensely. Like I was drawing something about you know, we live in a desert, and so the desert oasis is always a fun, magical place to go. You feel kind of alive when you get to be to the desert oasis. And so I had to look up how to draw palm trees, and so I had to look up how to draw palm trees directions for children. It's really funny, and I did that several times. But you can do those things, and it's amazing how cute your drawings can come out with these simple directions. So I cannot recommend this enough. The gratitude is amazing, and I would do them together. I would do some gratitude, and I would do some beautiful drawings of what makes you happy, and see what pops up. For me, it was this flower, and you know, and this flower may not mean much to other people, but to me it's a beautiful memory of my mother. And you know, and a mother that she's a beautiful human, but it is an extra special moment with her, where something that really made her happy and brought a special moment in my childhood with her. And for me, I treasure those moments, you know, because I think of those times I might be giving those to my kids with their childhood. So anyway, I please hope you try this, because it really is momentous, and if you spend time and go back and look at what you've done, you will get a real positive feeling from it. And again, don't let the drawing thing freak you out, and don't let time freak you out, because it doesn't take long. You know, like I said, I took time for it, but you know, I'm talking about 10-15 minutes. It's not a long time. I did get mine done usually in the morning, but if you have to do it in the evening before you go to bed, there's always a few minutes to get it done, and you're worth it. You're worth those few minutes to brighten your life up a little bit. So anyway, I hope everything goes well, and I hope you try this, because it's definitely worth it, and I will see you again soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.